Welcome to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Elisa Bowens Mercado. Each and every week, I trade in my dance shoes and my beer mugs, and I spend time with you, the listeners, to talk arts, culture, music, and much, much more. It's another wonderful Thursday here at the Talk Sip, and I am very happy to have my special guest back, Irvin Pinsky. He is no stranger to the radio show, so it's always so good to have you back. So we usually do politics with Pinsky, and I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later. But today we are going to be discussing the incident that took place right here in New Haven on Yale campus. And you actually have a Yale shirt on today.
Yeah, we've got to save the school from its idiot students.
We have to save the school. So we are going to be diving right into that. And so we're going to be taking your comments and questions on Facebook Live. So make sure that you tune in and let us know what you think about what happened. And if you haven't heard the story, then we will tell you what broke on Wednesday. But is it a crime to napping while black? Because that's exactly seems like what is happening now. You know, what in the world? This is another segment. What in the world? But folks, sit back, relax. You know, it is 5 o'clock somewhere. And enjoy this show as we serve you up a tasty mix of Chalk Radio. You're listening to the Talk Sip. All right, my friend, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Yes. So we are, we have the phone lines open. We're going to put that up. But folks, if you are online, please make sure that you go into the link that's in the, that's on my page. Because this is what we're going to be talking about. Napping while black, a Yale student who was studying for finals. We all know how finals are. I think we've all been there, done that at some point. And if you're like doing a marathon of like studies or papers, you know, you get tired. I get tired just reading like a book. I'll be out like in 3 seconds. So this young lady was minding her business, studying. I believe she's a grad student, first-year grad student, and she's awakened by a student that asked her, you know, told her she could not nap in the in the common area, number one, and then proceeded to ask, "Are you like, do you belong here?" So because she didn't think that she belonged there, she called the cops. Like, I just don't.
And she goes to Yale, this idiot. She goes to Yale, this mean idiot. I don't know whether she's meaner or dumber, but either way, she's just doing the wrong thing.
No, she absolutely, because she was an African-American person.
Yeah.
Who was napping because she was tired, because she's studying to further her education.
Everybody sleeps in that room at Yale because you get tired.
You get tired.
Sleep. And anybody who doesn't sleep is not in this world. We sleep. We're people.
Yeah, especially if you're studying.
And Yale's like a home. You're supposed to be able to sleep wherever you want, not in the street, but they have to be nice and sensible. But this person who ratted her out illegally, in my opinion, even though it may not be criminal, I can't find a law that fits yet. But more facts are going to come out. Because
we are going to talk about the legalities of this, and, you know.
More facts are going to come out. We know that.
Of course.
So anyway, it's like you said, sleeping while black, napping while black.
Right.
Be nice to each other, please. And the police apologized to the woman who was napping. They said you were right, and then they went over and chastised the woman who called in on her, saying she has a right to be here. She's a student. And then we get into the prior complaints that this brash woman had. She was the one who complained the last time.
The racist. Well, she complained about an African-American gentleman who was in the stairwell. I mean, when can you not be in a stairwell? That's like if I see you like on the elevator, or you see me on the elevator and you go, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to call the cops. There's a black woman in the hallway." Like, what? We can't walk around anymore? We can't nap anymore? I don't get it.
That woman who complained just seems to have a problem with blacks, and that is being black. So so she's acting as though it's illegal to be black in Yale.
No, and that's what she's
wrong.
And that's what she's doing.
And she's going to learn a lesson one way or another here.
Well,
I'm not saying she'll remember the lesson, but she'll learn a lesson.
Well, I think she took all of her social media pages down, which she should. I mean, it's like, no, why take them down now? You were exposed as the racist, that you are. So, but the cop. So let's go back to the incident at hand, because this young lady caught it on camera for 17 minutes.
Live streaming,
which is great. And you know what? I love the fact you're an attorney.
Yep.
She knew her rights. She
Yeah.
knew that she could document it. She's going on Facebook Live. They couldn't. It's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going live, and there's nothing you could do about it.
And she's not afraid to stand up for her rights, and she's making a very important example for everybody out there.
That's right. It's extreme.
That's
Because
right.
if you're not doing anything wrong, then why not let it?
Remember when Philo got shot to death and his girlfriend was live streaming in Minnesota? A young man was driving a car. The cops pulled him over, and
Fidel.
his girlfriend was taking a picture, was taking live streaming, and the cop just shot him dead. That was last year.
With the baby in the back. I know.
Yeah. Live streaming is the best thing ever invented.
Yeah, it's sad though, because we have to use it in defense, because trust me, if there wasn't a video of this, then this wouldn't have gotten any attention, and it would have been the white woman's, the one that complained, that said that somebody was there, unlawfully napping and probably trespassing. Everybody would have taken her side. But and still probably some people are going to take her side, even though it streamed for 17 minutes.
It's very important to realize this. What she did, and this is my word, I don't know that it's in the law books or anything, but what she did was she gave this wrongdoer, or this idiot and wrongdoer, what she gave her is what I call a Google record. Now, she's
what's
not
that?
being
Explain.
She's not being convicted of a crime, so you can't Google her and say, oh, she was convicted of murder on June 6th.
Right.
But what she did is she put this in the records of the entire
Country.
internet, the entire media, the Yale Daily News, and therefore she has a record on Google for the rest of her life.
Good for her.
And she can't get a pardon from that.
No, she can't.
Right?
But you know what? Like, we should expose people for the racists and the bigots that they are.
Yeah, because we need to defend ourselves in the future.
Exactly. Well, folks, our phone lines are open 203-872-7356 and 203-684-8907. So let's go back to the live stream. I don't know if you watched it. I actually took 17 minutes to watch this just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And I wasn't. So, okay, and as an attorney, so the cops get there. She clearly opens her door, which means
with the key.
So that means that she's either that like brazen, like if she was like trespassing or she didn't live there, that she had a stolen key with a stolen ID, and she was going into this room illegally, because it was like
not happening. So we all know by then that's not her. So that she's legal.
So then once they saw her open up the door with her key and then show them a Yale ID, why wasn't that sufficient? Why wasn't that like, ma'am, we are so sorry. Sorry that we got a call like this. This is ludicrous. Go back to studying. I know you must be tired. Now you're probably aggravated. But so let's not, keep you here any longer than we need to. So why did the cops feel it necessary? Were they just doing their job?
Well, they say there's a protocol, but believe you and me, any common sense cop would know, hey, this is cool. It's her. She's a wonderful student. She's at Yale. She's legit. Let's buy her. Let's take her down to Ashley's downstairs.
Right. Get her some ice cream for for the inconvenience.
Yeah, and friendship.
Right.
I agree.
But they continue to ask, and then one of the officers asked her, you have to renew this, renew the ID. It's like,
And then their excuse later became that in the computer system at Yale, her name was spelled differently.
But that's on Yale, and that's on the computer. She knows who she was.
Can they be sued for that? I don't know.
Well, you're an attorney, so
it's negligence.
Okay, so negligence on
Yale for making her go through even more humiliation than she should have gone through from minute one.
Well, right, like she said, the paychecks that go to Yale, they don't have a problem cashing those, and they know who she is, and there's no problem with her name there.
You know me, I would have sent that woman before she even got hassled. a professional masseuse with a hot towel to go up there and say, "Hi, ma'am. I know you're tired. I know it's a stressful thing. Can I give you a massage and a hot towel?"
Or,
Right?
or-
Instead of asking her who she was.
that's the thing. Let's get into the mind, and sometimes you can't get into the mind, but let's go. Let's take it where this person who should have minded her business, I feel. So you look in a room, okay? There's somebody napping. Who has not seen that? I've seen it at airports. I've seen it in emergency rooms. I've seen doctors like just napping, just
Sure.
knocked out. They're tired. I've seen attorneys. I've seen myself
too.
after maybe 7 hours of salsa dancing, sit in a chair and basically be like, I am on like I'm no gas. I'm running on fumes right now. Like I've just 8 hours long day, and woosah, and don't close your eyes because you might not get up, or don't sit down because who has not done that? So when she saw this woman, African American woman, who was napping, books, lights, she turns the lights on. Why did she think that she didn't belong there?
There's a lot of maybes. We're not in her
Okay,
mind
no,
yet.
we're not. But
One of
let's
them
go
is-
through.
One of them is that she has, for many different reasons, she may have a bias against black people that keeps her pounding to it. And the first event compounded it and
Right.
made her even more bitter. She had a chip on her shoulder. That's possible.
Were we talking about the first incident where the African American male,
who was visiting our woman?
right,
He
who was visiting?
He was visiting the same person, so now she has a feud going with them.
Okay, but no. She see,
You know, that
just
could be
random,
a crime. That could be a crime.
right? But she's just targeting random black folks,
Well, is she?
and she didn't know. I don't think
she
she
did
knew.
the first time.
Well, that because he was on in a stairwell. That's what it was on Facebook Live. But he's in the stairwell. Okay, he's in the stairwell. Why can't he be? If it was a white gentleman, do you think she would have called the cops?
Of course not.
Okay.
Of course not. Not unless he looked like, somebody who just got out of jail on a Monday morning. But let's go back to something. Let's say during that stairwell incident, she knew afterwards. She found out that this man is linked up with this woman who's a graduate student
Right.
because he was going there to visit her.
Right.
All right.
Had every right to be there.
Then she could have had a grudge against the black woman who was the victim. Okay. Now, if she had that grudge and if she called the police and did not tell them that she was a student, now she may be liable for filing a false report and leaving out a material omission, and that's a criminal offense, and it might be a great lawsuit. So see the point? How much malice was in this idiot graduate student's brain? We don't know.
Well, we know she.
I just called her an idiot.
Yeah, no, but that we call it like we see it.
call it like we see it.
That's what we do here. When she saw, obviously she was like she wanted to know if she belonged there.
Yeah.
Who is she? Was she like, is she Yale police? I didn't see a police uniform on her, and I pray that they interrogated her and asked her questions just as much as they did this young lady who was clearly sleeping because she was studying.
And interrogate her friends. Some of them may be dying to snitch out this woman's story.
Yeah, well, listen, if you're listening to the Talk Sip, don't forget our phone lines are open 203-872-7356. If you go to Yale, if you're on campus, if you know any insider details on this, please give us a buzz. We'd love to hear from you. And also the young lady that she's here on our campus. We want to let you know that we support you. Keep doing what you're doing. Continue to rise in your education, and continue, taking naps. If you need to take a nap while you're studying, then take a nap for Pete's sake. Are you kidding me? Like, come on.
It's so sad.
You know what? We're going to take a short break. We're going to go on Facebook. We are on Facebook Live, but we're going to see if there's any comments. But make sure, folks, you call in. But we'll be right back. And welcome back to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Elisa Bowens Mercado. Each and every Thursday, you tune in here to the Talk Sip. Don't forget, you're listening to us on WNHH LP 103.5 FM. We're broadcasting live from downtown New Haven. We are streaming live on TuneIn Radio and the New Haven Independent.org. We're also streaming live video on Facebook. So if you have any questions or comments about the show today, please give us a buzz. We want to absolutely hear from you. Yeah. So Irving and my special guest, we were talking in the intermission about this story. If you're just joining us, we've got a Yale student who was napping because she was studying her butt off for finals, and a student came in, white woman student came in, turned the lights on, and told her she couldn't nap in the common areas. Now, is napping in a common area, is that a crime?
It's legal. It's so legal that later the police said to her, "You were right. You were allowed to nap there." They said, "You are right," and they went to that bad woman who ratted her out and said she's allowed to do that.
And what I mean,
not a crime. However, if that woman who called the police on her, if it turns out that she knew she was a student there, she may face charges for a false report, things like that.
Right, that
like
could
I
be,
said,
yeah.
Failure, material omission. It could be filing a false police report, or it could be discrimination. We still don't know yet.
I think it's both.
Yeah, very well may be.
I think it's both. I'm just perplexed because we were just talking about the University of Hartford incident where that nasty girl, the toothbrush and the toothpaste, and every time I think about it, I get sick. Yeah. And you know what? She got away scot-free. She literally, no jail time, no hate crime. She did whatever she wanted to her roommate, and that's it.
No criminal record, but wherever she goes in life, she's going to have her Google record. And people are going to Google her as she lives, people she works with, people she wants a job from, and they're going to see it. And many of those people will hold it against her, and many people will never trust her because she showed that bad judgment. Right.
That's just gross. I wouldn't let
her babysit for my black children.
Or any children.
I know. It was a bad joke, but it was funny.
No, she clearly did not like black folks.
I wouldn't let her near any children. You're right.
People say, some people are saying, oh, this is not a race issue. Yeah, it is.
It is when you're the victim your whole life.
Country, you've got to wake up here. If that was a white woman or a white man napping during finals, that she would have, number one, probably went and got them like a pillow, probably went and got them some coffee, probably would have said, is there anything I can help you with? I know you're tired. I know you're studying. I know you belong here. I know you're a student. But so folks had to take the race out of it. Sorry, that's just not going to work. We have to put the race in it because it lets you know how ignorant and how vile people still are these days.
Yeah, look at Trayvon Martin.
Yeah, well,
nothing clearer than that. Guy walking to his parents' house and he's shot dead.
Yeah, well,
walking while black.
Right. Well, walking now while black. Starbucks 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You can't sit and wait for the person that you're having a meeting with, and but we have to look into folks that are calling the cops. What do we just call cop happy? That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. So legally, Irving, you're an attorney. What would you suggest if, and I'm going to call her the victim in this case, what would you suggest she do? What are the proper steps because it clearly
I have a great answer.
Okay.
She should hire a really good civil rights lawyer like John Williams or Norm Pattis. She should talk to them and see if they can investigate the facts enough to be able to bring a case for her, to be able to explain it, and to get an injunction on Yale having the wrong names in their system.
Right.
On Yale having a shorter protocol for harassment, and also on the woman who did this, and they may have to pay damages. Now, I don't know if this woman who was the victim is super rich, and if she's not rich, she might need some money someday in the future to fight another case. So she might be able to go for some funds to get it. And the right lawyer probably wouldn't even charge her to represent her. He would probably bring it under a Civil Rights Act where the state or the school would pay his legal fees. I'm not projecting too much. The first thing the lawyer has to do is look at the facts, look at the history of this woman, and look at the history of the notice that Yale had that she was on there.
Right.
That woman may have been a known offender in other places too. Now you have to look at the totality of the case. But if I were her, I would get a really good civil rights lawyer, education lawyer, and see if she could get her rights vindicated and get some justice. Because right now, it's still just a slander on all the people. The next thing I would do is I would go out and try to make a movie because I love movies. I love movies.
I don't think she's at the
drama school.
Yeah, I don't think she's ready for movies yet. And the dean came out with an email, and I don't know if that just really, I don't know.
It wasn't perfect, and it's got to be perfect. Before they're done, they're going to get a perfect apology as they go through the facts. Before they're done, the school will give them a perfect apology if the facts bear us out. I don't even know what she studied. Do you know what the
she's doing African American studies.
Oh, that's the wrong person.
Well, at one point, the officer asked her, what are you studying? She's like, and basically her words were, I'm not entertaining that.
Yeah,
come on.
I love this woman. This woman's got a spine.
She does. She's got, and I'm glad that she literally,
she stood up.
She stood up for herself. Yeah. But I really would like, folks, if you are listening and if you have any comments or questions on this this breaking news that happened on I think it was yesterday, and if you know any of the folks that are the one that was victimized and the one that was the turning on lights and waking up folks and just maybe so we received her name, and she I believe was a part of it wasn't the PhD program.
Whatever it is, it's a damn good degree.
Whatever she's doing, but the other person I believe will get her name shortly.
She's going to have trouble getting security clearance. She's going to have trouble getting government jobs, except maybe if she goes to Alabama, where she'll probably get the first job she asks for. All right.
Yeah. Well, right? Yeah.
Because they're racist. That government.
Yeah. Well, right? They want her, and that's what the woman kept saying. She said, she's crazy. Go talk to her. Lock her. Like it's almost like get her out of here. She's causing.
Why am I the one being hassled when I'm obviously the only one here who's a grown up?
Right, and that's what I think that's what the conversation was. Do you think the officers handled it correctly? Do you think they were doing their jobs?
It's very touchy because once they knew that this woman was common sense, by common proof, a
put
legitimate
the key in the
student.
door.
Yeah. Once they saw that, they should have went back to that other woman and said, "Listen, you got to learn a lesson. You're at Yale to learn, and I'm going to teach you. You don't mess with people when they're legit, unless you're pretty sure." Now, do you have a freestanding grudge against this person because she's black or because you had that prior run-in with her friend? Because if you do, it doesn't fit in this school, and we're reporting you to the dean.
And I think that's fair. It's it's like you just can't run around and call cops on black folks that are napping or in stairwells or that are just studying
and not be totally honest and say I got a pre-existing grudge with this person.
Well, maybe I mean we don't know if she knew her.
Sounds like she did, because when she had that arrest event, when she tried to have that guy questioned, that stuff boils on your mind. It doesn't just go away because the cops cleared him. That stuff boils, and obviously it boiled a little bit too much in her brain, and she did a little more research probably. But back to this victim, I can't urge enough that she goes out and gets a good lawyer. Not me. I'm sending you to somebody else. Just make sure you get somebody good. I'm not here to hustle a case. But I'm honestly
but you want her to get some...
Because the evidence will start disappearing. The evidence will be unclear. The witnesses will not remember as well. And her roommates will not remember as well. They'll go off to their summer homes in the islands, and you'll lose your case. Get your evidence to the max that you can do now. It's just like making a movie. You want to make every scene as good as you can. It might not be perfect.
How do you think she's... and the whole campus has really rallied behind her, white students, black students. People really honestly are really pissed off about this because it's just like if someone had just minded their business, but apparently that didn't happen. I feel that more should come out about her, and I think the police should release maybe their statement of their like what questions they were asking her.
She's entitled to a copy of the police report. Occasionally they'll black things out,
Right.
but she's a copy of the. She's entitled to it.
Yep.
And she's entitled to, like I said, go to court and ask more questions in a deposition. In other words, she can sit down. This Brash woman, that's her name, the one who called the police.
Brash, yes.
And she can ask her hundreds of questions under oath. We want to know if you have a problem with people of a different color. We want to
Right.
know where you were raised. We want to know if you knew her from
Prior.
the other event. We want
Mhm.
to know if you knew that she was a student in the school when you called the police and you didn't tell them that. We want to know a lot of more things.
Right.
We want to know everybody you called the police on in the last 5 years or 10 years.
And I'm
So-
sure if they started digging into that, because there's a pattern here.
Oh, yes.
What is I mean, like I want to ask her, what was she, the campus like police? No, she was what, the dorm police? Like she just
Who did
storms
she
in
think she was?
Who did she? Right.
Yeah.
But and some people might call this white privilege. What do you say?
She thinks she had white privilege, and it blew up in her face.
Right.
She
She's
thought
like,
she
I'm
had white
protecting I'm protecting the university from black folks.
From people with a different skin color. And if that doesn't make you sick in America, then you should go get treatment too.
Right. Well, and that's what she said clearly in that video, that 17-minute video, and she's repeated this. She needs help. You need to go do something with her because she doesn't belong there. She's gonna call the cops on the wrong person one day, and you don't know, the cops can get there, and we see how incidents escalate. Somebody might not be as calm as this young lady. She held this with class, dignity, and style. But
Those tasers do permanent damage. Let me tell you. You say the wrong word, you got a taser in your neck, and you fall down, you crack your brain. People get tased on. I had a friend tased last Saturday, so that's why I'm. It's on my mind.
Yeah, we don't want the tasing thing.
No, but it happens
what
too
if
fast.
what if this woman who's called the cop happy on black folks literally like calls and she shows up, might be, you go there and someone might not be as calm and quiet as her.
Yeah.
And they might be like, because I'm going to be very honest with you, if they rolled up and I had my key to my door, it wouldn't have gone down like that. And then you're going to get breach of peace, and then things are going to escalate, and then the tasers might come out, and God forbid,
you lose.
guns. No, but
Yeah.
then all because someone who doesn't look like
Someone's
me,
a racist.
somebody's a racist, didn't think I belonged in a certain place. What are we
Right.
back in the 40s, 50s?
In New York last year, it happened both ways. White people walking down the street got punched in the face or stabbed by black people because they were white. Black people walking down the street got stabbed or shot just because they were black. It happens both ways, this stupid racism. And us people who want to build a civilization where everybody can live to the best of our ability just really cry over the fact that, boom, you're gone just like that in an instant because of the color of your skin.
Yeah.
We know how wrong that is.
Yeah.
We know. So we have to do better.
Yeah, and you know what? We've taken the brunt of it, people of color, for
Oh,
years.
400 years.
I mean,
In
but I mean,
America.
come on, and it's still happening, today. And
Definitely.
Wednesday, it just shows you where this country is. I think people need to be a little bit more. No, not a little bit. People need to be more sensitive to the fact that, listen, we really are all one. And look at the person to your left, look at the person to your right as an equal. We are all equal. And I just,
by birth and by common sense.
by common sense,
Who do you think you are?
right?
Racist. I can't use the words I want to use.
No,
My
no,
First
not
Amendment's
today,
being
not today.
stepped on.
Yes.
Shut up, Irving.
We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Don't forget, phone lines are open, 203-872-7356. Join the Talk Sip. And welcome back to the Talk Sip, folks. Each and every Thursday, don't forget you join us on the New Haven Independent and live streaming on Facebook. So, we sometimes we wish that we didn't have these conversations or have to have these conversations.
Oh, yeah.
But we do, because that's what's going to build, repair, and alert people that you have to be. There's some levels of
common values,
common values, and common sense.
Yeah.
Of what
the right word.
It just plain old good old common sense. And sometimes people just need to really just mind their business.
Yeah.
There was no need for her to be all up in the common room, unless she was going in there to like study, or she needed, I don't know what she was doing. But either way, it was really not her business or her right.
This is not the beginning of the semester when you have new students coming in. This is the end of the semester.
Yeah.
Where people have seen people sleeping through the finals, like you saw.
Yeah.
Through the year. And they know that that's part of college life. Now, I don't know this is twice now. So let's find out more facts and respect it when we get the facts.
It just sounds like a pattern.
Wrong here.
Yeah, it sounds like a pattern.
Oh, yeah. Send her in for therapy.
Once I found out, once the cops knew that she had called the cops on somebody else that was African American, I would have immediately, my common sense would have turned to the one that called the cops. I'd have been like, let's dig a little bit more. No, let's see your ID. Let's make sure you don't have any outstanding warrants.
There were 3 cops, right?
4.
So 2 could have had one and 2 could have had the other.
Yeah. Well, right? they had. Well, there was 2 and 2, and then the supervisor showed up. But even still, I mean, once there's the pattern. Police know when you look for patterns.
Yep. How
do you catch a serial murderer or a rapist? You look for patterns. Obviously, this person who calls cops on African Americans, there's a pattern there.
Yeah.
So now focus on the one that has a pattern of calling the cops. And how does she get any studying done? She's always calling the cops.
Well, I don't know. And a lot of that's going to come out now, and it's going to haunt her for the next 60, 70 years.
Yeah, well, hey, maybe
bad.
That's probably the worst 911 or second 911 call, because now she's being exposed.
Yeah.
But if you're out there, if you're affiliated with Yale, like I said, we respect the police union. We respect the Yale police officers. I have some family that are Yale PD, so they keep us safe, they keep us protected. But things like this will arise, and you want to make sure that things are done the right way. And then the folks at Yale. But if you're out there, and like you said, if you're just a Yale student and this has happened to you before, or if you know of other incidents, or if you just are on campus and nothing like this has ever happened to you, give us a buzz, 203-872-7356. So you said that you would suggest that she get a civil rights attorney.
Oh, yesterday. Right away. Save the evidence. Preserve the evidence. Look at the law. Communicate with the professionals. Don't go doing this half-baked. As smart as that woman is, and the way she handled herself is very smart.
Yeah.
She's not a lawyer. It wouldn't surprise me if she has lawyers in the family. She's got to hook herself up with a top flight guy or woman and start protecting her rights methodically, mechanically. Do not call Mikey Cohn. He's going to jail. That's Donald Trump's lawyer. Do not call him.
Yeah, we're gonna leave Mikey Cohen alone. He's got bigger fish to fry.
He's being fried. He's in the pan flopping around. They got that guy big time.
What? Oh, hugely. Yeah, we're gonna go over to the we're gonna do a little politics.
Good.
For the end of the show, but yeah, Yale. Let's it's a diverse Ivy League school.
Yeah.
But this is not the first time that this has happened in race relations, and this is absolutely not going to be the last. We hope it's the last, but unfortunately, it might not be the last unless there is awareness. And I know they're holding forums, and I know they're having like open, people coming in. The dean, I believe, organized something. But
yeah, that's a good idea. You have to try to do something, and it could be that they actually make progress from this. Like you said, it's lucky nobody got killed or stabbed or tased.
You start calling 911 just because people are napping and you're black, game over. It's something. It's not going to come good out of this. So you've got to, before you pick up the phone because somebody doesn't look like you, just think about where, the situation situation can go. Wow.
Right.
So we wish her the best of luck to that student who
The victim.
the victim,
Yeah.
and that's what she was. I would have been pissed. I'd probably been too
I'm still
tired.
pissed and I wasn't even there. Talk about empathy. I'm feeling somebody else's pain. I don't even know her. I never saw her.
Yeah.
I just feel bad because I know it's a crime like that, and it's not literally a crime maybe, but a bad thing like that. It's a pity. It's a crime.
Yeah.
And it affects us all. It makes us all lesser and our society lesser.
And her name is Lalaide Sayambola. And I hope I said that right so I could give her due justice. But that's 34, and she's earning her master's degree in African studies. So kudos to you.
It wouldn't surprise me if she has some history in organizing or civil rights work or talking with power authority, because she held up so well in her comebacks, in her dignity and professionalism, that she might very well have some prior experience.
Yeah, well, this is probably not the last we will hear. She's going to do great things.
Oh yeah,
you can tell. So that was handled. So, yeah, guys, just don't call. People can nap while black.
Be nice. Be nice.
So now let's turn over to our politics with Pinsky for our last segment. So you know what? It's getting closer.
Oh.
We are getting closer.
They found millions of dollars. They found. You saw that?
No, kids. Remember, I
Let
told
me
you
tell
every day is breaking news. So tell me
They
what's
found
the update?
millions and millions of dollars that had been donated to this corporation that paid off Stormy Daniels, the adult film star who had sex with Donald and took $130,000, and he claims he didn't have sex with her. He paid her $130,000. He claimed he didn't have sex with her. Now, that has no credibility in the whole world. But Trump is good at no credibility. Now, down to business.
Yes.
This lawyer, Michael Cohen, who is his expert fixer and paid her off from a
He
company.
thinks he's an Olivia Pope. He's not. He's going down.
Oh, he's in the frying pan, and he knows it. He's working a deal right now. He's going to snitch Trump out for a lot of things. Anyway, so check it out.
breaking, yes.
So he set up a company called Excelsior or something, consultants, and maybe exclusive consultants. And they were a Delaware corporation with nothing to do except take money. So he got $1 million from Novartis, which is a huge, real big drug company. Maybe not $1 million from them. He got a ton of money from AT&T, which has no business hiring him either.
Right.
They changed stories like a bunch of times. And the last time they said, well, we hired him because we wanted to know about the mind of Trump, all right, to peek into his brain. They're buying influence. That's what they're doing. And he's Trump's lawyer.
What a waste of money.
Right? And they took a lot of money. He took a lot of money from some super crooked South Korean manufacturing company that had just been pled guilty in a huge worldwide scandal. And the boss had resigned. They took a lot of money from them to get them contracts in America.
Of course.
All right. And
because don't forget, one hand washes the other. Keep going. Mm-hmm.
He took $500,000 from one of Putin's best friends, who gave him $500,000 because he liked him. Lie. All right, $500,000 he took, and obviously Russia was buying influence because Trump is their bribable baby.
Don't forget they are all in the bed. That's what.
And,
but
they got in the White House just like Michael Flynn got in the White House when he was taking money from Russia. And just like Gage got in the White House after he was taking money, and he pled guilty too. So I'm not even guessing anymore.
So let me ask you, as an attorney, this is obvious.
Yeah.
But they're flipping.
They're flipping.
They are flipping, and I'm loving. They're doing backflips and flipping and cartwheels. Literally everyone that has been arrested or that's been subpoenaed or that has been brought in under federal investigation, they're sitting in the rooms with Mueller, and they're giving up so much information, and they're not even giving. That's not even. We don't even know half.
And these corporations already testified to Mueller. In December, it turns out most of these corporations turned over their records to Mueller. So they're saying, I'm ratting you out too. Okay. So Mueller's got it all. He knows more than I know. He knows more than Michael Cohen knows. He knows more than Donald Trump
He's
knows.
the man.
He's got it all. Now, whether or not he carries through, I don't know. He's still a Republican, and he's still controlled.
Well,
but
no, but he's unbiased.
I don't know.
Well, no, he's doing his job.
He's doing his job.
He's
but to
doing
me,
his job.
If he doesn't carry this ball through, then he didn't do his job. So that's why I don't want to say he's there until he gets the touchdown.
Well, listen, he's there. He's running.
He's scaring the hell out of everybody.
Well, but the thing is, the great thing is he keeps dropping little things. He's going
strategically.
He goes, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. And I just see impeachment in my future.
Well, I'll tell you, they still have to convince the Republican Congress and the Republican Senate and the House, which are part of the Congress, and the Republican. And let me tell you, I haven't seen them do a good thing in 2 years, so I don't know that they're going to do anything good here.
Well,
they might not. Don't ever count on them because they have proved themselves over and over that they're not worried about justice. They're not worried about decency. They love Donald Trump because he brings them votes and he makes them tons of money.
Yeah, everybody's making money. Everybody's making tons of money under this administration, except the people that work hard and
they're supposed to be getting a whole bunch more because of the tax breaks, and you saw how that worked out. More for the Waltons, more for the Trumps, and less for you. But you get to pay more for gasoline. You get to pay more for strawberries. You get to pay more for. You get to pay more in tolls.
I can't fill up anymore. Like my truck, I can't fill up.
Are breaking our backs.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping that justice is done, but it really, we have seen, like I said, it's a circus, it's a show, and I haven't heard anything about policy. There's just nothing that the person that's in the White House.
He's declaring victory in Korea. He's saying, "I fixed it. I won a Nobel Prize. Yay! I did it." You know something?
Well,
North
that's a
Korea
narcissist.
still has those atomic bombs aimed right at us.
Oh.
They still have their atomic bombs aimed at Japan, our ally, and at South Korea, where we have 28,000 troops. They still have those atomic bombs there now. Now, before this, Donald Trump would say, "You can't trust little Kim. He'll tell you he wants to make a deal, and then he'll stick it to you." Now he's saying, "Oh, I made a deal. It's going to work. He's a nice guy." I can't believe he called him a nice guy. And he got 3 hostages out. Respect for the 3 hostages, but they've given out hostages before. Dennis Rodman went over there to get hostages. So Donald Trump is like Dennis Rodman, except he has no rebounding ability because he can't jump. Right. So back to reality. We've got to do better, and he has to be watched because he has fired everybody. He has all rookies in there, and Fox News, which is Rape Central. We all know how many women there made a fortune suing that dump. So we need to do better, and society is not doing better. And I have really bad news. Donald Trump's ratings are up a little bit from below the sewer. And that's a really bad sign.
Below the sewer.
He was below the sewer. He's still not at 50%, but they're up a little bit. And I think he should be going backwards. But
well, he won't be once we start marching towards that, running towards that touchdown, because we have no idea what the special counsel and Robert Mueller has up his sleeves. It's like you said, the saga. It's a reality TV show in the country.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Right. Who would have thunk this? It's a shame. I think it's quite pitiful, if you ask me. But, guys, hey, what are you going to do? That's what we always say. Just love each other. Be kind. And
common sense.
Common sense. Just get out there every day and be the best that you can be and be respectful to one another. And like I said, you look to the left, you look to the right of people. And you know what? Color makes no difference. We bleed and we smile. I have a nose, 2 eyes. 2 ears and big hearts. That's all you need to worry about. That's why I always think about the crayon box. Crayons, there's so many beautiful colors in there, and just embrace that. If people could do that, if life was like a box of chocolates, if it was like a box of crayons, we'd all be golden. Yes. Well, Irvin, thank you so much, my friend, for joining me for another segment of the Chalk Sip. It's always so good to have you back. And don't forget, you're listening to the Chalk Sip. We are on every Thursday at 1 p.m. And call in. We're gonna be getting some callers in next week. We've got some surprise guests. We're sure we're gonna have you back because of course something's gonna be breaking.
Oh, what a mess! Like a big sludge.
The 1 week out and what's gonna happen in the White House. But folks, that's my time. Remember to always keep your glass full. Stay focused, stay positive. Oh, and happy birthday shout out to my hubby. It was his birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday. Next time I see you at the Owl, it's my treat.
You're way too kind, Irving. All right, folks. Well, that's our time. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Happy
Birthday. Next time I see you at the Owl, it's my treat.
This is Harry Droz, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, New Haven.